Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Charlie Kirk was shot dead for speaking at a speaking event in Utah. Someone shot him. I have a video. I will upload the link in the description box below because the Russians show you everything. The Americans don't. I can walk you through what happened. The video shows him speaking under a tent at University of Utah or in Utah, and he gets shot right here as far as I can tell, and he just goes down and he is dead. Was in critical condition and his dad was 31 years old. I think he's got 2 daughters or 2 children and a wife. He was killed for speaking, and some people did not like his speaking. Some of us are very upset about it. We know, some of us, that we live with this kind of possibility scenario, but we don't care. We don't care. There are more important things out there than being scared by a, but anyway. So he got shot, he's dead. I will, as I said, put the link in the description box below. I will show you the person who was the suspect was in custody and then he was released. I'm going to show you the video with the person who was apprehended and then released. Now, I don't know if that's the person or not, but here, this is the article was provided to me by a friend of mine. Thank you very much. So here it is, Russia Today. Conservative U.S. activist Charlie Kirk shot, and there's videos. Charlie Kirk succumbs to gunshot wound. This is Trump. The executive director of Turning Point USA was targeted during a debate in Utah. So here is, right there, the tolerant ones. But all right, and then we have this. So this is how it was. So he was under that tent over there. And he was just talking right there, and that's the as close as you will see the tape. He got shot, I think, right there in the left side, and he's gonna fall on that side over there. I don't want to show you more than this, but as I said, the link is gonna be in the description below. And this is the person who was apprehended. I don't know, 60, 70 years old, or we don't know if he did it, because he was released from custody. And listen to what he says. Let me just make sure. Listen to what he says. I have the right to remain silent. Right, that's a blood wound over there, I guess. Not. All right. So what do we have here? Newsweek has quoted a university spokesperson as saying that a single shot was fired from the top of a nearby building, roughly 200 yards. That's about 180 meters from the venue, approximately 20 minutes into the event. In a post on X, Utah Valley University later confirmed that today at 12:10 a shot was fired at the visiting speaker, Charlie Kirk. He was hit and taken from the location by his security. Suspect is in custody. But they said he was released. The activist has attacked the social media following holding debates. According to CBS News, citing University of Utah, the person who had previously been detained has now been released. Here, Charlie Kirk dead after shooting at Utah. So here is the guy. You might not like his face. You might not like what he had to say. But was he violent? Did he instigate to anything? His words. If he would have instigated, he would have been in prison. His words. I know. Pay attention to these media jackals. They're going to give it about 24 hours or maybe 48 hours. And after that, you know what they're going to do? They're going to come like this. Guns. See? Trump, all you guys who love guns. See? The imbeciles forget that if you put a gun down here, the gun is not going to shoot. The person's intentions will have that work. Like you have a knife, like you have a rock, like you have many other, you look at a drone. I made a video today where I said it's very curious that the big guys in the world who commit crimes, they don't die, they don't get like Kirk. I'm not saying they should, but I'm just saying that, like, I don't know, Netanyahu still around, Bill Clinton still around, many others are still around, Obama is still around, Hillary Clinton is still around. Do I need to remind you Yugoslavia, Benghazi, Libya? Do I need to remind you of that? George W. Bush is still around. He destroyed 2 countries at least. And this guy's not. Putin is still around. Zelensky is still around. Man, they're okay. Don't tell me they're all protected. With a drone or 3 drones or with a javelin, you can, you know what I mean. So let's go back here. So no. Pay attention to these guys in the jackals in the medias. They're going to start saying, see, guns, the comprehensive gun reform. What are you saying now? Huh? That's how they're going to come and tell you. The guns are not the problem. People using weapons or any kind of weapon, there's the problem. It's right here. He was talking. Is that the penalty? There are some crazy people. I don't know if that person was mentally ill or not. Maybe he was a law-abiding citizen until then. I don't know if that's the person. That's the person these guys showed over there. So I have no idea. The point is, this guy is dead. Regardless, he's dead because he talked. All right, let's read this article further. Charlie Kirk. He was 31 years old, my friends. Have you been 31? Have you been 31? All right, so he's dead. What can I do? Let's see what's here. A school spokesman initially said the suspect was in custody. However, there is no suspect in custody. University spokesman Scott Trotter later told the Utah-based So, they will try to get our guns. I'm not for this kind of things at all. I think justice should follow its course. You bring evidence, you defend against bring the accuser, you have the right to face the accuser, go through an objective, impartial trial, right? I'm talking about the judges and all that. If you have, I don't know, your peers being over there and trying to, that's a different story. But I want that to go through the process, not that. We will always have something like this. It's not like you can wash it. Remember, Dr. Luther King, Martin, Reverend, Doctor, and so on, he was shot. Remember, Robert Kennedy, also. Ronald Reagan, he escaped. JFK, and many others, if you look back in the U.S. history, had that. For what? For talking. Those people, with the exception of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, all of the other guys were politicians, or at least they were involved with some power. Charlie Kirk did not have any power. His power was his heart, his brain, and his balls. That's it. These things happen, my friends. And this is the result of sticking your neck out and living for things outside of yourself. Instead of thinking of, I don't know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, you think of something else greater than you, something abstract. And that old man, I don't know if it's him. I have to take that back. I don't know if it's him or not. But the suspect were released from custody. Now, as far as I remember, you don't release it like that. You release him on bail. The process doesn't work that way. You have to have something. Why was he apprehended? From a building 200 yards away. And that was a lot of people over there. I don't know if that's the person, but nevertheless, who did it? The guy who did... what's his name? Martin Luther King. They said it was the FBI. I don't know. Was it Oswald with JFK? Some people say it was someone else. Was it Robert Kennedy? They say Shiram. Well, some people say it wasn't. There were more gunshots than how many he fired. 5 or 6 or whatever. Who are these people? Was he so dangerous? Was he so dangerous? Do you think I'm dangerous? Candace Owens is dangerous. What should she do? I watched him, Kirk, 7 years ago, when he used to go with Candace in different venues and answer questions and so on. I haven't been watching him lately, because lately, I know it's not nice to talk bad about dead people, especially under these circumstances. But for my subscribers, my friends who watch my videos regularly, they know I ask two questions. If I want to figure out if the person in front of me is genuinely honest, has intellectual honesty and integrity. I asked them about the Middle East issue related with that Putin, and I asked them about if they believe Noah built the ark when he was 600 years old, and Noah, if they still believe, died when he was 900 years old. So if the answer is yes, the conversation turns to games, weather, and things like baseball and something like that. So that's one thing. I'm talking about Israel in the context of Charlie Kirk, and it's all gone now. What's going to happen? I tell you what's going to happen. People will forget about it. People are already, some of them are celebrating this crime. And some people, like I will say, all right, that's life. Could happen. Unfortunately, happened to him now. And you can't prevent, you can try to prevent as much as you can, but you can't have a sterile society. There will be crime going on. There will be crazy people. There will be guns, even if these guys take all our guns. Remember, I don't know if you remember, I saw I think it was Facebook. It was something like this about Great Britain. You gave your guns away in 1996 or something, and now you get convicted for insulting memes. So you get arrested for writing something insulting, but you gave your weapons in 1996 or something. Australians did the same thing. They gave buy-back guns. What do you mean buy-back guns? You're not going to get my guns away. I need my gun to protect myself. And you want these guys, and not only, in case the government gets tyrannical. You think they don't? That's what the Germans thought as well, and many others. Remember, Germany was considered a democracy. That guy won democratically, 33%. He was the biggest party in Germany at that time. So here it is, my friends. Don't let this guy have a comprehensive gun reform because of that. That's not what I mean. They're going to use this to take your guns away. Not that you can do with a pew pew pow pow something about their helicopters and bazookas and drones and so on. We are dead meat, with a chick bolt and automatic semi pop 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 pop. We're nothing, but still can hurt. All right, my friends, bad day. They will portray it as, and I'm not saying this. How is that? The Bible says you reap what you sow or something like this. You get what you planted or something. I can't remember. You know what I mean. The Christians out there will immediately tell me, yeah, but you know what I meant. That's all that matters. No, it's not like that, my friends. But hey, this is life. This is life. We expose ourselves, and I'm not trying to put myself on the same par with him, but for words, Martin Luther King was for words. The rest were, one was the Attorney General running for president, the other guy was the president, right? The other guy, and so on. Well, sorry, I didn't do anything, but I will still support owning guns, law-abiding citizens. Crazy people should not, or criminals should not own guns. The rest should. Remember, every time we go behind the steering wheel at our car, we potentially can carry 15 or more gallons of high explosive material there. 14 gallons or 15 gallons, multiplied at least by 4. Let's say by 4. Right? Just by 4, and you got to 60 liters of high inflammable fluid. Do you know what it is? That's a bomb on wheels. They still sell ammunitions. They still sell gunpowder. They still sell fertilizer and many other things. They sell drones. With all these things can be used, my friends, and so on. So you can't have a sterile society. And guns are to protect ourselves from the tyranny of a government or any criminal act that could occur to your loved ones. I'm not going to call the police, right? Wait, let me get my gun from the police department because the government took my gun. So when these guys say, well, you have to have it stored in a secure, with a gun lock, somewhere over there, your bullet should be in the other side of the house, maybe in the basement, again, secure with a key, with a code. If someone enters my house, before you can defend yourself, your wife is raped 50 fucking times, you are shot in the head, and after you were molested, your children, I don't want to even talk about it, and so on. So no, I don't do that. I have things. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart. Hey, tell me how many liberals are getting this. And not that I want. Not that I want. So definitely, if someone did it for ideological reasons, he was a conservative, right? To the right, real to the right, who could have done it, but the tolerant left. How is that? Leave to let leave, just let us leave. And I'm not implying that they did it, but definitely it's someone who didn't like Charlie Kirk's thoughts and words. This is the world, and I don't want it to be sterile. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.